Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Irene and today I'll show you how to make an advent calendar from Dollar Tree boxes and organizers. So let's get started. I found this idea in a Marie Claire magazine and I loved it. Hope you will too. For this calendar I bought some organizers with drawers in the shape of houses. I got 2 of these and I'm disassembling these houses. This is quite easy to do with the help of a box knife. You'll just have to sand the sides a little after that. For the 3 houses, I'm taking out the drawers, pulling out the handles and cutting off the upper triangle part to turn the drawers into square boxes. I also bought 2 of these organizers with hooks. I'm leaving one of them as is, and from the second one I'm removing the hooks, taking out the drawer and pulling out the handle from the drawer. It will be a separate cell, and I'm also removing the bar where the hooks had been. I'm heating the bar with a hairdryer to soften the glue a little, and then I'm tearing off this bar using the pliers. I'm also tearing off the paper that was covering the back to get a smooth base. Then I'm testing the future arrangement on the floor. Here I'm using the big houses shown before, also a photo frame, a box with the glass top, a small box with a drawer like on the photo, a drawer taken from the large house, several wooden boxes found around the house, and of course the small houses. I'm shuffling the cells back and forth until I'm satisfied with the general view. Here is how it looks in the end. After that, I'm photographing the resulting arrangement so as not to forget how everything was arranged, and then I'm painting all the houses and boxes. I'm painting in 2 shades of grey. I'm using acrylic paints, one lighter and one darker. I've marked in advance which cell I'll paint with what color, so that the dark and the light cells would be mixed within the arrangement. I'm not priming here, although it probably wasn't a good idea because I had to paint as many as 3 layers to get an even color, so do not be like me and use primer. I'm painting all the cells completely from the inside, and from the outside I'm painting only the visible areas because it's better not to paint the parts of the boxes where I'm going to glue them together. My box with a glass cover has an inscription over it. I don't really want it here, so I'm removing it, carefully scraping off the paint with a box knife and then wiping the remains with nail polish remover. By the way, if you use the same kind of box with a cover on hinges, do not forget to check if it opens freely while testing the arrangement. I have a very shallow box above this one, so the hinges are not covered and the cover opens normally. Yeah, and I also forgot to say, when laying all this out, you also have to take into account the depth of the cells. It's better to use the deepest boxes somewhere below and above the shallower ones. Well, and of course the houses. They also should be located on the top because you can't put anything over them. The 2 boxes which I found at home were wooden ones, and I'm covering them with water-based stain in oak color to leave the texture of the wood visible. These boxes are very shallow ones, so I'm also gluing the lids from these boxes to their bottom from the inside to make the resulting cells a bit thicker. After everything is painted and has dried, I'm gluing the entire structure. A photo taken in the beginning will help here. I'm also using white glue here. As it turns out, I haven't painted the outer side of the boxes properly in some places, so I'll fix that later. Additionally, I'll add a back wall for the structure. You can take thick cardboard for this purpose, and we had some leftovers of thin particle board, and my husband cut a back wall out of 2 pieces for me. I'm covering the back of the houses with glue. I have 3 separate pieces of the structure glued earlier, and now I'm connecting everything together and gluing it to the back wall. And here I'm getting 2 more cells in places where there had been 2 gaps in the structure. After drying, I'm caulking all the seams between the cells and the back wall, the holes from the handles on the drawers and the like, and painting all the places I had missed earlier. Since the structure is quite thin, although it will stand near the wall, I think it's safer to fix it to the wall as well, because it's quite weighty, it can fall over a child if he or she pulls it, etc. So I'm also gluing a wooden plank to the back across the entire width and attaching the shelf brackets onto it to fix the calendar to the wall. You can actually hang it on the wall, it will look great there, but in this case it's best to make the back wall out of plywood to make the structure more sturdy, and I think using the hanging advent calendar is less convenient. The child will not reach the calendar on the wall, it's too high, so I'd prefer putting it over the table or on the floor near the wall. I have here shelf brackets found around the house, screwing them to the plank, and finally, after everything is assembled, I can begin decorating. First, the numbers. In my storage box with craft supplies, I had this set of wooden numbers. I'm covering some of the numbers with the same stain which I used for the cells. I'm painting the other part white, and after drying, I'm covering it with white glue and sprinkling it with white glitter. I'm also sprinkling some of the numbers with silver glitter. Then I ran out of ready-made numbers, and so I'm making numbers myself. I'm cutting out small ovals of cardboard, priming them, and then painting them gray. Then I'm thinning the darker gray paint with water, applying a little over the numbers and blotting the paint with a crumpled napkin to get irregular stains. I'm waiting till they are dry and repeating the same with the lighter gray paint. I'm tracing the contour with a reddish-brown paint to imitate some rust. And finally, I'm blotting the numbers with silver paint. In fact, I'm using silver wax here because I ran out of silver paint. Next, I'm making some stencils. I'm priming the numbers I needed in a stencil font and cutting them out with a box knife. If you have a ready-made stencil with numbers, it would be much easier. And finally, I'm attaching stencils to the finished ovals. Be sure to check that all is evenly settled, and then I'm applying paint using a sponge. For a more natural effect, some rivets are needed. I'm making holes in the ovals from above and from below. It's also better to make a simple template to perforate all the ovals in the same places, and I'm installing bronze-colored brads here. You can also put round drops of hot glue and paint them. Finally, the last batch of numbers, I'm cutting them out of cardboard and painting them gold. If I hadn't found ready-made wooden numbers, I would have done all the numbers out of cardboard the same way, only I would make different sizes and would use different fonts. I'm laying out the finished numbers in the cells. I'm trying to arrange them randomly, and so no two adjacent cells have the same color, so that a child has to look for the desired number. I think this is kind of a fun game. Then I took plastic figurines of forest animals. I have been storing them since the time when my son was a small boy. You can also buy a ready-made set of forest animals. I'll try to find similar ones if I find them. I'll leave the links in the description box below. I'm testing the animals, and if necessary, I'm moving the numbers so that the animals do not hide them. And after that, I'm finally hot gluing the numbers into the cells. Further, it's more convenient to work with the calendar vertically. After the numbers, it's the animal's turn. Of course, if a child is still playing with them, it's better not to glue the toys, but just put them inside. I'm adding small Christmas trees. I bought mine a few years ago on AliExpress. I'll leave a link in the description if they are still sold there. I think Dollar Tree may have similar ones as well. I'm also decorating the backdrops with small wooden snowflakes and stars, and they are also from AliExpress. I also bought them a long time ago. You can put some stickers or glitter over the backdrop or draw snowflakes with contour paint. I'm also adding mushrooms to one of the advent cells. To make this, I'm taking a foam egg. The flat-cut egg tops make excellent mushroom tops. And I'm making the stems out of the rest of the egg. For the tops, I'm taking a piece of fabric enough to wrap the top and cutting out a circle. I'm gathering the circle on a thread, inserting the foam top inside and tightening the thread. I'm making the stems the similar way, cutting out a circle of fabric to fit the stem, gathering it on a thread, putting the stem inside and tightening the thread. And I'm hot gluing the covered stem to the top. I'm also hot gluing lumps of green thread on the stems from below, as I did with large velvet mushrooms in one of my last videos. And all I have to do is to glue the mushrooms into the calendar. Well, it's time to fill the advent calendar with gifts. Since this calendar is quite minimalistic, it's better to wrap all the gifts in the same neutral gift paper. You can even use white paper, and I chose gold and silver craft paper with white ribbons. It looks really nice. It turned out to be a very beautiful and stylish advent calendar. I really like that it's perfect for a modern interior, for example for a Scandinavian or minimalistic one. You can also make it out of cardboard boxes, though of course cardboard is much less durable. And if you don't use hot glue to install animals and Christmas trees, this may become a great dollhouse or collection storage unit after Christmas. Let me know what you think of the project down below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!